Humans are living organisms. All living organisms, from the humble ant to the mighty redwood, share one thing in common: DNA. This is a very special chemical that is unique to only living things. Short for deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA is the fundamental building block for living organisms. Short, our DNA is who we are. DNA is coiled up into things shaped X's or Y's. These are called chromosomes. In total, monkeys have 48, horses have 64, and humans have 46, just to name a few. In the coiled up DNA are little sections known as genes. Genes are made up of patterns of base pairs, the even smaller building blocks of DNA. The arrangement of such base pairs makes it possible to look like anyone on the planet, and so is a very important recipe. Life is created through conception, when 23 chromosomes are taken from the mother and 23 from the father. This goes towards creating the first cells of the new human being. With 46 chromosomes inherited from the mother and father both, the new embryo starts to develop, with the DNA simply a genetic recipe, giving the instructions to the other cells to start to look like what the recipe tells it to. Genes are specific recipes for things. For example, there are genetic recipes that decide your eye color, hair color, skin color, whether or not you'll have freckles, hereditary diseases, and many others. Simple inheritance is one of the most fundamental concepts in genetics. Gregor Mendel was an Austrian friar, and from 1856 to 1863 conducted experiments on the humble pea plant, investigating inheritance. He bred a green pea plant with a yellow pea plant, but found that all the offspring were coloured yellow. What he discovered was alleles. A recessive allele, in this case the green gene making the green plant, can be still in the plant's genotype, but will not be shown, which is the phenotype, if a dominant allele, in this case a yellow plant, is present. Thus, in order for an organism to have the traits of the recessive allele, it must inherit the recessive allele from both the father and the mother, and not any dominant, otherwise the dominant would be chosen. When these offspring containing the recessive green allele had further offspring, the results were astonishing. Some of the offspring were green. This proved that recessive genes could be passed down. According to Google, genetics is the study of heredity and the variation of inherited characteristics. Genetics is vital to eliminating diseases stored in the human genome, which is the full collection of genes. Genetics can also detect if someone is more likely to develop certain types of cancers, diseases such as Alzheimer's, deafness, and blindness, among many others. Therefore, we can prevent these things from going down the line of families. Geneticists use tools called pedigrees to study families and traits spread down them. Using these tools, they can estimate if you hold a recessive gene for a disease and can pass it down to your children. If you do so, they can be more vigilant around your health and your children's health and watch for the warning signs. This includes going for checkups, etc. This hopefully increases your chance of survival, as you will hopefully not contract the disease, However, if you do, early treatment is the best. This has been 5 minutes explaining genetics.